guys, welcome back to another video. How is everyone doing? So straight on the point, everyone here abroad works so hard, I'm telling you, but those back home don't even know how hard it is here. People are constantly working. The bills are so high. Everything is a bill. Everything is a bill. Everything is a bill. Every end month you're paying this, that taxed. You get taxed half depending the more you work. There is so much work. Obviously there's lots of work, basic work. And most of the main work that many people actually enjoy doing, well, many people do not enjoy, it's nothing to enjoy. It's working in healthcare, and it is good because it's flexible. You can do as many hours as you want, or you can do as less as you want, but that is not an easy work. It's so stressful, it's so depressing, it's everything. Not everyone can do it. It's not for everybody. I think about it where people have gone in there to work and they've run away and they could not do it. It is not for everybody. It's so hard. But now there's so many jobs, and you can always work on a rota, become permanent, where you get paid every month, or you can work temporary where you get paid every week. Now I like to be paid every week. And whatever, even if you do monthly or weekly, you can have as many employers as you want. I've seen people even having as many as 5 employers. Sorry, in my situation, I remember having at least up to 3 employers back east. Yeah, even recently I just haven't worked for all of them. But you can even have as many as 3 and 5 employers. So, like, if you have 5 employers, because you're temporary, you're not guaranteed work. So this person can give you work, this one might not give you work. If this one doesn't give you work, you take work from the other one. So that's why it's good. But also those who are permanent, they do permanent, but they also take extra temporary work. So if they are offered their permanent job, they are working extra temporary work. That's why it's so stressful here, and people work so hard. Bills are so high. People are constantly looking for work. All they think about is work. All they talk about is work. It's always work. Bills are so expensive, I'm telling you. Because here, if you can't, like, for example, I'd say, like, I'm not gonna say Africa, because I'm not from all African countries. I'm from Kenya. So far as I know, for you to be homeless in Africa, you must have nobody, because it's not, obviously there are maybe people who have nowhere to be, but it's not that easy, because you know what, it's so affordable to get a place. Even $30, even $20, you can get a place. You can rent a small place that you can even sleep and put your head, rather than being on the street, compared to here abroad, where it's so expensive that if you can't pay, you're gonna live in the street. Because here, for you to live with somebody, for someone to live with you, at least you find a good person. Everyone who's living with you wanna be charging you. Yeah, you come into my house? Yes, welcome. How much you gonna be paying? Everyone wants you to pay. It's not like Africa, because in Africa, as far as I know, you can live with different people. No one is ever gonna charge you. No one is gonna tell you, pay. You can go to the village. You can build your house. Take the soil, build your house, put it up. You don't need to pay no bill. Simple like that. We cannot build a house here, but we can build back home. Here we can only buy. Sorry. Here we can only buy. We can't build. We can only build a house back home. But so, like, You can go to the village. You can find somebody, a relative. You stay with them. You can easily build your house. In the city, you can find a most affordable place to stay. There's everything for everyone, you know. But here, you find a tiny little room that you're gonna share with 10 other strangers that you don't even know. One toilet, you're sharing with 10 other strangers, and you're paying so much money. You're paying so much money. So, and then you have people at home who depends on you, you know, who constantly calling you, and you know, you don't understand that it's hard here. You keep explaining yourself. Do you know how many times I have to explain myself? I have to write the same message and forward it because I'm tired of explaining. I'm like, do you know what? I don't owe anyone an explanation. I don't owe you an explanation. Yeah, I don't owe anyone an explanation. You know, because nobody wants to understand. People think the media is manipulating our people back home, that here is glamorous. Well, you need to come and see, because you will see how glamorous it is when you come. You know, it is so hard. There is no glamorous here. People are so stressed. People are so stressed. The stress level is up here. There's no glamorous, you know, and you can have little money and you can survive with it in Africa. But here, you need a lot. You can have 2,000 in your bank account, 2,000 pounds in your bank account. Man, I'm telling you, that money, you feel like it's nothing, because once you pay bill, you're literally having nothing left. You know, before even you buy grocery, you do grocery shopping. So, you know, when you have a responsibility back home, someone is so stressed, they constantly want to work. You know, if you have relatives like grandparents, elderly, someone who's sick, whom you know can't work, obviously it's good to try and help them. There's nothing wrong with that. I do that because I have grandparents back home who looked after me. My grandparents are the ones who brought me up. So I put them first, you know, every end month, you know, I feel like I need to support, because they are old, they can't work. Even though they still do other things like go to the farm, do whatever, blah, 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 you know, and you have other relatives you might need. But those who are capable of working, they need to work, you know. I try to help everyone, man. I try to help everyone. If I go on my account right now that I've used to send money home, I've sent so much to this and this person and this person and this person. Man, like, I've gotten tired to the point that I'm like, all right, I need to block. Yeah, because every time you hear it's money, someone wants to call you only when they need money. Look, we're constantly working. We're barely getting time to sleep. We're barely eating, man. We're barely stressing, and we have bills to pay, and bills are expensive. When you have money here, if you convert that money to back home, it's a lot. But to here, it's less, because here it's expensive. You can survive on little money here. You barely will get so stressed like here we are. You will get a tiny little room for so much money. So much money. So you're being put under this pressure of, okay, I really need to work. I have to work. The more you're working, the more you're also losing, because you're paying tax. Depending whoever you work with, some companies will tax you, but they're not paying this tax. They're actually paying just a little and keeping most of the money, or they're not even paying the tax. Then later on in the future, you get the tax companies start chasing you, saying, oh, you haven't paid enough tax, you have to pay back the money and all that stuff. So you have to be careful. Some of these companies are dodgy. So people here constantly, people don't have time to socialize, people don't have time to go out, and the more they're working, the more they're getting broke. The more people are working, the more they are getting broke. I remember back, when I used to ask one of my friends, I say, let's go, you know, let's go even for dinner, let's go. Oh, I don't have money. Oh, it's expensive. Everything was always expensive for her. £2. What did you buy that? That was £2. That's expensive. That's expensive. Oh, okay. Anyway, people are constantly like, if you want to go out, you're thinking, okay, I need to work this week so I can save money so I can go out. You know, because I remember back when I used to live in Africa, man, I didn't have a job. I didn't have a job. Life was smooth. I didn't have a job. I wasn't working. Obviously, we were depending on someone. I am, yeah. And, oh man, what was I going to say? And, yeah, we used to go out. We used to go party, but we never even spent a penny. That's how easy it was. We never even spent a penny. You can even walk to the place you're going to do party. You don't need to take you don't need a transport. We could easily just walk. We could walk, go there at night, and walk back again. Nothing will happen to you. Nobody bothers you. But here, you want to go out, you need money. You need money. First of all, you need to think about what you're gonna wear, because everyone is looking at what you're wearing. What you're wearing. Everyone is looking at what you're wearing. So you need to think about what you're wearing. Your hair, whatever. Oh my God. It's so much stressful. What you're wearing, what shoes you're wearing, what kind of hair you have. I remember back then in Africa when we used to go out in the village, was the best. It was amazing. We will go at night. We will go whether you have shoes, you don't have shoes, we are going. It doesn't matter. Come with your pajamas, whatever you have on. We go party, we come back, you jump into bed. No makeup, nothing. No bag, nothing. No phone, nothing. Have you got shoes on your feet? No, yes. That's it. But now here, hey, man, this is stress on another level, man. This is stress on another level. Secondly, there are like, if you have children, like for men, guys who have different kids everywhere, here, there, left, right, they have to pay child support. Here, they don't do that in Africa. But it's your responsibility to support your child. If you have a child, it's your responsibility to support your child. If you don't support your child, blame yourself. Yeah, blame yourself. But here they hold you accountable. You have to pay child support, and I think that's always causing also a lot of problems for most couples, partners. Yeah, it's quite, so it's stressful, because when you think you have two kids here, you have one here, you have to pay child support, you have to work, because the money is going to be going out of your account. Beep, beep, beep. Good luck to them. Yeah, so, and then most of people, so as I said, the bills are so expensive, guys. Everything is a bill. Monthly payment. Renting a private property is so expensive. Hey, it's so expensive, depending on where you live, but still it's expensive. But there are some places like, let me speak about UK, but I know abroad all is the same. But let me speak about UK. Yeah, there's some areas which I do know you can go to live, and you can pay a half price. Still is more than what you'll pay in Africa, and live in a nice neighborhood. Yeah, but you can pay a bit of a half, not so much, and live in a neighborhood that's just, like a boring place, which is not so much fun, dull, and all that. There are some places like that, so it costs you less money, but many people in these countries can't afford to rent private properties. It's literally so expensive with all the bills it comes with. Thinking every end month, you thinking every other day you have to work because your bills are so high. All the money goes in the bill. Now you don't have time to save. Who's saving? People have no time to save. You can't save. You can't go on holiday. Do you know how many people are living here? They came from their countries, like in Africa. They've never gone back 10 years, 15 years. Okay, forget about, well, there are some people who don't have documents, so they can't go. So they have to stay here for a very long time. But there are people who have documents and they still can't afford it. It's so expensive. Man, I've spoken to people, both, even I've had my friends who have been broke times. They're like, okay, can you help me? I've been broke. There are times I've been broke, and I'm like, you know, we help each other. I know even guys who have been broke telling me I'm broke. Oh, can you, you know? But when you tell people back home, they don't want to listen. It's literally so hard. People get broke here. Nobody wants to understand. People get broke. You get so broke. You don't have money, you know. And here, if you don't have money, you can do nothing. As soon as you step outside, you're spending money. As soon as you step outside, you're spending money. So you need the money. There's no way you can go if you don't have money, you know. So many people in these countries can't afford to rent private houses because it's so expensive. I know the government gives people council houses, which is it's like a half price, so you pay at least like a half price the rent. Still is costing, it's still a lot of money, but at least it's half price, yeah. So if you're lucky to get those houses, which they normally take years and decades before they can even give you one, it's just a little bit better because it saves you money from renting private property. And then private properties, it can be a bit messy sometimes. You know how they can be. Private landlords, they might not be so good. Some of them. So this thing you get half price, but still you have a lot of bills. Yeah, you pay all that bills, but the rent could just be half price. But still, it's a lot. It's a lot. Also, so many people find themselves going for mortgage. They do mortgage because they're like, rent is so expensive. I can't pay rent. I can't pay rent. They go for mortgage. And when you go for mortgage, you have to be working. Now that's another stress. You need to be working when you go for mortgage. When you choose to go for the mortgage, you need to be working, because with the mortgage, they don't have the time to listen to you saying, oh, I don't have money to pay this time round. Let me pay next time. No, you can't do that. Just the same way when you have the private properties, you can't do that. They're going to kick you out, So with the mortgage, I think it's quite stressful because, constantly it's like you've signed, it's a contract that you've signed, and you constantly have to be paying this money every other month. If I'm not wrong, you pay every other month, isn't it? And it's a whole huge contract. It's a pile of contract of money that you're going to be paying for the rest of your life. Honestly, it's... So anyway, as for me, mortgage, I don't know. I don't know, because I don't like to have a contract of paying of money. Like, I just don't like it. I don't like it. Because that's another problem that is stressing a lot of people in this country, because many people are on mortgage, almost everyone on a mortgage. Many people are on credit cards. People are living on a credit card, loans, and this credit card is a hell. People are just so stressed. You're constantly using and paying, and I don't like this. I'd rather just hustle, work, and pay my bills and just that. So you constantly have to be working because you have money to pay somewhere. Yeah. And so this is the thing. So it's so hard to rent properties because the properties are so expensive. This makes many people end up sharing. Actually, I would just say 95% of people, actually, let me see, even 9, I don't know. It's lots of people. Almost many people actually live in shared houses in these countries. Many people live in shared houses because bills are expensive. If you live in a shared houses, the rent is like a half. You don't have to worry about paying gas, electricity, internet, broadband, yada yada, all that stuff. All you do is pay you just pay rent, and that's it. So it's like a bit of a half. Still is a lot, you know, it's a lot, but it's a bit better than having a whole full private house. So many people find themselves living in shared houses because it's more cheaper, it's more affordable, and all that stuff. But now, when you live in these shared houses, you're sharing with strangers. You're sharing with strangers, people you don't know. Man, if you live in shared houses, you just have to pray, because you never know whom you're sharing a house with. You're sharing the kitchen, you're sharing the toilet, you're sharing everything. So it's literally so stressful here. You wake up in the morning, you're bumping into someone, a stranger you don't know, because you're sharing a house with them. Yeah, it's expensive. I remember when I came to UK, I was living at home. I was working. When I was told, my dad said, "Oh, you can't work for now because you're in college. You need to finish college." Then later on, I started working. I had to cut off half of my pay to give out towards like when you live at home, depending, your parents might say, "Oh, you need to give half of whatever you're earning." So I was doing that, and I lived in the house for almost 3 years. From Africa, I moved here. I lived in the house for almost 3 years. 3 years. I didn't live for long, almost 3 years, and I had enough. And I started looking for a place to move to. I was going out there at night. I remember at night looking for places to stay. I wanted to move. I'm ready to move. I want freedom. I want peace. I'm ready to move, And I remember even during the day going with my friend. One of my friends, we used to go, one of this friend of mine from Kenya as well, I used to go seeing some houses. Man, I was seeing some places. Tiny little room. And the house is living with a couple of other people. And I'm being told this amount of money. And I'm like, this is a tiny little room. This is like, even my bathroom is bigger than this. It's a tiny little room that... Anyway, I like space. So even though I didn't have much money, I was like, I need space still. My friend was like, all right, why don't you just take a small place? Just take the small place. I was like, that's not good. You have to be careful the advice some people give you, because some people give you some advice acting like they're trying to help you, but they're not trying to help you. They give you this kind of advice that's just gonna make you miserable. So I was like, no, because I'm paying for it. I'd rather pay for something that's nice rather than take something really small, because just I'm gonna pay little money. I was looking for a place that's nice with space, because I didn't have enough money to rent a whole full house. Obviously, I just needed to rent. I just needed a room, because that's what everyone rents here almost. Everybody's looking. It's a room. So yeah, I found one, and I remember moving out 2012 out of the house 2012 in November. I will never forget, 31st November 2012. Yeah, I rented a house. I lived in a shared house, 2 shared houses. Lived in the first one, left, lived in the second one. Then I moved to my flat. I was so happy. When you live in a shared house, it's so stressful because you're sharing with strangers. When I was living in the shared house, I was living with I remember there were just, most of them were men, they're just guys. There was one couple, a husband, a wife, and a daughter. They were from Nigeria. And they were nice. And there was another couple again, a husband and a wife, I think from Gambia, I don't know. But they used to have a lot of issues. Yeah, then as the time went by, all this couple, they moved out. I was left there. The house was just with men. Like the landlord, the guy, he only used to bring the guys. I was like, oh, can you please get some ladies as well? But he didn't want to, because he said he wasn't good with the ladies, and he didn't know any good lady. I'm the only good lady that he knew, and he didn't want any lady. So yeah, anyway, as the time went by, stuff, I moved out of that place, and I decided to move to a different place. Man, even when you try to rent a room, depending on who you rent with, if you rent a room with the letting agency, it's so expensive. Because I remember coming across this house in the town center, and I was being told that I need to pay £2,000. £2,000 for a room, upfront money for a room. £2,000 for a room up front. I was being told I need to pay that, and then I'm paying £1,000 for rent. Hi, I was like, that's it. I'm gonna call you back. I just disappeared. That's it. I'm not doing that. That's too much. That's the stress everyone is having here. People just working, paying bills. Then luckily I got a place, and then every time you get in these places, they want you to pay upfront payment, and it's like a lot of money. But luckily, I managed to get a place where I wasn't being asked to pay any upfront money. Lived there for like a year or two. Then I moved to my flat. Man, I was happy to move to my place and not worry about sharing. I want to come home, open my door, and not find anyone in the house. I want to come home. I want to go to the bathroom, not find someone else in there. Man, it was so frustrating. Sometimes you wake up in the morning, you're rushing to go somewhere. There's someone in the bathroom, a stranger you don't know, having a shower. You wake up. First of all, I remember when I moved into my second place, when I moved in, there was this Zimbabwean man. He was cooking constantly during the night. He was cooking constantly. My first time moving in there, I'm like, what is going on? Are we cooking at this time? He's cooking during the night. In the morning again, he's cooking. I'm like, excuse me. Man, it was hard. You live with people you don't know. Someone is smoking, someone is making too much noise, someone is banging, someone is messy. And first of all, because that's personally, I can't deal with mess. I can't deal with messy people. I'm not perfect, but you know what? I like to keep it clean. I like to keep it tidy. I like to keep my surrounding organized. So when I live with people, like when I lived in shared houses, I felt like every time I was cleaning. Even the first house I lived in, I was the one cleaning. The guys weren't cleaning. I was cleaning the toilets, cleaning everything, hoovering the whole house, And the landlord, the guy, he was a young Pakistan guy. He really liked me because I was keeping his house clean. And when I was leaving his house, he gave me money. He was like, oh, take this because you have really been nice. You've been really nice and all that. Don't really. Anyways. But when you live in shared houses, it's so stressful, man. Sometimes people work differently. The people work at night, the people work during the day. So can you imagine when you work during the night, you come back home to sleep, someone is busy cooking, someone is banging, someone is making noise. Man. So, and I remember there are times when I used to come back and find someone that's eaten everything, my food, like you cooking and someone eats your food and all that stuff. So it's like, what's going on? Oh my God. But hey, so it's stressful. People constantly working. So this is the thing. What happens is many people find themselves falling in love so they can share. Yeah. Quick, find a partner, move in. Come on, move in. Let's share the house. We share the bill. That's what people do. That's what people do. Because now it's come to a point where people are desperate. Because bills are so high, paying it on your own is hectic. So if you find a partner, a boyfriend, come we stay, you share the bill. You share the bill, half. So it's much affordable. Yeah, it's affordable. you know. It's affordable. So that's what many people do. Many people live with their boyfriend, their partners, they move in, they meet, they move in, they share the bill, make it cheaper. Yeah, so many people do that. They live with their boyfriend, whatever, whatever, and then they share the bill, which makes it cheaper. Or if you have a friend, someone you trust, you can move in with them, live with them, share the bill, make it cheaper because it's expensive. As for me, I like my own space. I like to have my own space. I want to come home. I don't want to find anyone in my house. I like my own space. I don't want to share bills with nobody. I'm doing it. You know, I just, you know, if I'm moving with somebody, I want to make sure I'm moving with somebody that I really like. I hate to move in with someone I don't like just because, you know, I'm desperate at this moment, you know, someone I really like, because I get bored really quick. So, well, not really quick, but they're, you know, it's just me, because this is the way I like my things done, and I want to make sure I'm not gonna get bored of you. I want to make sure we're not gonna cross path. So I like my space, and I like to keep it like that for a very long time. So you can always move in somebody, you can live with a friend, share the bill. I mean, if I have a friend that I like, I trust, like a girlfriend, a female friend, that is fine. But, you know, not really interested in moving in with a like a guy, you know, like anytime soon or whatever. I just like my space, really. I really like my space. So, and considering the fact that I've never lived with someone, so it gives me butterflies, you know, really butterflies, real butterflies. Real butterflies. So anyway, so um so most of the time people do that. People share the bill and make it easier. So the bills are literally so expensive. You basically have to, like, you're paying the rent, you're paying gas, you're paying electricity, you're paying water bill, you're paying TV license, you're paying broadband, I don't know, internet, whatever, TV again before you pay the license. You're paying Amazon. If you pay Amazon like I do, you paying YouTube as well. You know, YouTube as well. I used to pay YouTube. I stopped it. Jesus. Everything is a bill. You pay YouTube. I think that's worldwide anyway. You know, when you do music on YouTube, you don't want your music to stop when your phone goes off. You need to pay to keep it playing. So, what else do you pay? Literally, it's everything. I can't remember. You haven't even bought food, man. And now, like I can say, for UK, things have really gotten expensive. And they are saying things. I keep up with the news. They are saying things are even gonna get more expensive. Things have become expensive. When you go shopping, you literally spend so much getting few stuff. Everything has gone up. Transport has gone up. Every other year it goes up. Bus transport has gone up. Every other year it goes up. Train ticket has gone up. Every other time it goes up, it's gone up. Yeah, everything expensive. It's gone up. You know, bills have gone up. You know, you're paying tax as well. You haven't paid tax. Have you paid it? You pay tax as well. That tax, oh my God, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, and then thinking about, you need to also look good. You need to go to salon, you need to go to barber, you shop, whatever, cut your hair. You need to buy something, you know, treat yourself, whatever, go out. By the time you pay all your bills, you're literally left with no money. You're left with literally no money, you know. And then you're like, okay, I can't go out. I have no money. You know, I can't go out. I need to save. It's hard to save. Many people here are barely saving. Who's saving? People are not even saving. You can't save, man. You cannot save because bills are expensive. Once you pay, if you're paying a bill every month and even something happens and you're not working, that money is finished. You know, it's barely hard to save. Nobody, it's hard to save. You know, it's really hard to save. Um, if you wanna go salon, go get your hair done, whatever. Especially for us ladies, it's expensive. A half 1 week of your rent all goes to your hair. In fact, more of it. You go to salon, you spend all the money getting your hair done. You know, and sometimes you get it done, and you know, like you sometimes you might not like it. Sometimes it's not done nicely, and you have to think about, okay, how much did I just pay? Am I gonna keep it? Am I gonna take it out? I have to keep it. I can't take it out. I just paid £100. How am I gonna take it out? I bought extension. I bought hair pieces. You know, so you have to. You know, it's expensive. Many anyway. Many people in this country abroad are constantly wearing wigs. Yes, many people wear wigs because if you're to Africa, you see many people braid their hairs because it's really cheap, affordable to braid hair. Now here it's so expensive. There are people who braid their hairs, but constantly people wear wigs because first of all, you don't have time to go salon to go get your nails done. You don't have time to polish yourself. You know, dress well, look good, look after yourself. You don't have time. You just don't have time. You know, you don't have time. Salon, you go there, you sit there for the whole day just to get your hair braided. You sit for the whole day. No one has time. People are tired. You go there, you sit all day to get your hair braided, and you pay all the money. You know. Likewise in Africa, oh man, it will cost you nothing much to just do your hair nicely and beautiful. When I was in Africa, I got my hair done even twice a week. You know, twice a week, once a week, because it's affordable. And if my hair is done, I don't like it, I know I'll go back to salon and get it fixed or get it taken out. You know, because it's affordable. You don't lose anything much. You don't lose anything much. You can easily look good. You know, if you're not, you can easily look good compared to here. You know, you can easily look good. Um, Also, when you go to salon, you're not gonna spend the whole day trying to get your hair done because you have like 4 or 5 people doing your hair, finishing up, taking it off. You know, it costs you just nothing much to get your hair fixed. So, yeah, and then that makes many people shave their heads here because you're thinking about salon, all this stuff. It's hectic. Right now, I'm dealing with my hair at home, you know, because I'm waiting to go to travel so I can get my hair done back home. That's why I'm just like dealing with my hair back home right now. Um, for so for many people, like man, even I've been at work, I've seen even ladies, women like us, someone looks so left out, so unkept. They don't have time to look after themselves. They look so unkept. You know, I've worked in companies where even the employers sending messages to people and saying, please, before you go to work, make sure you look good, look after yourself, please dress well, shower. Some people are smelling, not showering. I remember I used to work at this place. I used to work with this guy. I never used to work with him, but I remember working with this guy. Man, the guy was smell. And the guy was constantly working. He will work here at night. When he finish, he will go straight to another work again in the morning. When he finish, he comes back here at night. He's not sleeping. He's not getting time for himself. This guy was smelling at work. Everyone started to speak. I remember one night I was working with him and he was just sleeping. As soon as he sits on the chair, he was sleeping. He was snoring so loud. Then I'm like, sometimes I'm out in the town. I'm like, that's him. He was, he was working. Now, I mean, like, people don't even have time. People just, and then some people just greedy. They come here and they're like, wow, I can easily work and make all this money. I'm gonna work. So you're constantly working. It's greediness. Some people become just so greedy, they forget about themselves, they don't put themselves first, all they think about is money, money. They become greedy. I'm telling you, there are people who have lost their lives because of that money, because of that working. You know, people don't even look after themselves. People isolate themselves because they constantly want to work. They don't have time to cook. They don't have time to eat. They're constantly eating frozen food, takeaway, and all that. I personally like to cook. I don't even barely do frozen food. Once in a while, I try. I say, let me buy it. If I'm tired, I can sometimes cook it. But you know what? I like to cook from scratch. You know, takeaway I do once in a while. Like cook it from scratch. But many people don't have time. You know, people don't have time to go out. People don't have time to socialize. And there are people who are constantly working, they're making money, but they're so selfish. They don't even want to spend that money. They don't even want to go out and do something. They're just keeping it, you know. So it's greediness. Greediness leading people to work so much as well, because they just think that, okay, I'm going to collect this money. I'm going to get this money. I'm going to grab it. Grab, 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 grab. Hey, I'm telling you, it's not easy. Your brain gets tired, your body, you know. These days when I work during the night, I want to sleep during the day. I want to sleep all day, but it's hard for me sometimes to sleep all day because I have my daughter. So if she's awake, it's hard to sleep. But still, oh, but still, I make sure I get some sleep, and then I don't work like work night triple. I like to work tonight, take a break, and work again. You know, another time, another day, like work Monday, off Tuesday, work again Wednesday. I've seen people working a night. They go home, they come back late. You work night all night. You go home. You come back at 2. You come back at 3. Really? Because you're getting paid. Do you know what? This is the thing. You don't care about yourself. All you care about is money. Do you know what? Your life comes first, because once your life is not there, you can bring it back. That money you can always collect it another day. How do you do that? You know. You can say you can work night shift, but then you can stay a little more hours. That makes sense. You know, like maybe even until 9, 10, 11. I used to do that, but. I mean, I've tried working and then going back, man, but I don't do it. It's hectic. It's not easy. Your brain is tired. You need to sleep, because most of the time when you're working, you're not supposed to sleep. You're not allowed to sleep. You're supposed to be staying up awake. So people getting home and then coming back to work, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You don't have time to eat. You haven't even eaten. You haven't even rested. You haven't even, like, given yourself time. You know, it's not fair. And then another thing is, most of the employers here in this job, they don't care about you. Many people don't know that. And this problem happens a lot, especially to those people who just come from their countries, who are desperate for work. They just come and they arrived in these countries. They're desperate for work. These people don't care about you. These employers, most of them, they don't care about you. All they care about is if you can work. Because if you're working especially for these companies like temporary or whatever, they don't care as long as you can work. Because if you work, when you work, they get paid. If you don't work, they don't get paid. You know, so they don't care about you. They don't care about you. If you tell them, look, you're sick, you can't go, they get so upset. They get mad, you know. And if you tell them, give me work, you're just taking work. Every time they ask you, can you work? Yes. Can you work? Yes. Can you work? Yes. They won't care. Even when you're sick, they won't care. They will still just give you work. So it's up to you to put yourself first and say, no, I'm not doing it. I had to learn to do that, you know. I had to learn to do that, because they'll use you when you come. You don't know how things work. They'll ask you to go work far away places. They'll ask you to travel miles away to go to work in places that you barely don't even know. They don't care what happens to you, and they want you to make it there. Oh, and they'll threaten you if you don't go, if you can't make it there on time to work. So, you know, I'm like, people need to take care of themselves, man. People become greedy about working and collecting this money and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, you're getting stressed. Your body, your mind, your soul, it's not doing well. You're not looking after yourself. You're working, you have money in your bank account, but you're not even like looking after yourself. You're not looking good. You just look like you don't even care about your appearance. First of all, you need to care about your appearance. No, it doesn't matter. And then most of the time, yeah, in these countries, when you're going to work, when you're working in, especially in this job, especially like, let me say for healthcare, because I've worked in healthcare, when you're going to work, people just expect you to go there looking like, just dressing anyhow, basic. You know, if you go there looking good, you know, they'll be like, oh, why are you looking so good? Oh, are you going somewhere? You know, I'm like, am I supposed to come here? Are you supposed to come? Is someone supposed to come here just looking like they just woken up from bed? They don't expect you to look good because you're going to work, you know. But I really like it really doesn't matter, you know. You have to look good. And then people working, they don't even have time. I'm telling you, people constantly working, they don't have time to wear their clothes, because you know when you're going to work, especially depending on what job you do, like some jobs, like when you work in healthcare, you know, most of the time, like nurses, whatever, you're wearing uniform every other time. So if you're gonna be working Monday to Sunday, man, yeah, every other day, or Monday to Friday every other day, or Monday to Saturday, whatever, every other time, that means for the rest of all this time, you're gonna be wearing black trousers and whatever color of the dress, whatever you're wearing up, or black trousers and whatever uniform, whatever you're wearing for work. You don't even get time to wear your clothes, nice clothes. All those clothes, you buy them, you're keeping them, because all you gotta do is wear black shoes, black trousers, wear socks, and wear that, and go to work. Man, it's exhausting. When you're constantly working, you don't have time to wear your clothes. You're not going out. You're only gonna wear those clothes when you go out, when you're not working. And if you're constantly working, you're not gonna be able even to wear, dress nice and look good. You know, you're not gonna be able to, because there's some clothes you can't wear to work. You know, depending on what work you do, but there's some clothes you can't wear to work. You can wear everything to work. You know, you can wear everything to work. So I'm like, no, can't keep working. You can keep working like this. Take time off. Wear your nice clothes. Go out, man. You buying clothes, you keeping them. People don't have time to wear them clothes here. Or you're constantly in the house. Summer is 3 months. Summer comes 3 months. Finish. It's winter time. You are wrapping up. You don't have time to wear these clothes. You know, you don't have time to wear them. So I remember, like me personally, when I was studying, before I was studying to be a nurse, I've done health and social care because I wanted to become a mental nurse. I didn't want to do general nurse or the other nurse. I wanted mental, because mental nursing, most of the time when you do it, you can wear your home, your anything you want. I've seen it most of the time. You wear anything you want, but when you're doing like general nurse or other those nurses, you have to wear black shoes, black trouser, and all that. You know, I don't like it. And then, you know, you can't get your nails done. You have to cut your nails, and you know, you can't wear the earrings. You can't do makeup. You can't do so much stuff. You just have to go like that. Man, it's stressful. It's stressful. So as I studied health and social care, I finished it. When I finished, I was like, I'm gonna do something different in psychology, because you know what, I'm working in this setting already. I don't want to study, finish, become this general nurse, whatever that is, and live the rest of my life working this job, stressing up, and wearing black shoes, black trousers every day with that. I don't want that. I don't like it. I want to wear whatever I want to wear, like, you know, because people don't even have time to wear the stuff and look good. Most of the time, it's black trouser, black leggings, black joggers, sweatpants, sweaty. Everyone is getting sweaty in those sweatpants. People just don't even have time to look good. I'm telling you. My African brothers and sisters, are you listening? Yeah, people don't have time. So it is stressful, man. It is stressful.